Good morning, it's Linda from lindaspapercraft.co.uk and we are looking or starting our June coffee and card. So this is the first card we're doing, so it's the first week in June and we're using the Cup of Tea stamp set and dies, and today we're going to be making this card. So lots of lovely colours, and I'm using the Tahitian Tide, which is one of the new in colours. We've been missing a turquoise for a little while since Tempting Turquoise went, so I'm really glad to see this back. In fact, this year's in colours are very bright. Last year's were beautifully subtle, but this year's are really gorgeous. So we've got Sweet Sorbet, Parakeet Party, Tahitian Tide, Starry Sky and Orchid Oasis. And if you don't have a catalogue or don't have a demonstrator rather, and want me to be your demonstrator, if you just drop me a message and I'll send you out a catalogue and also some samples of the new in colours, so you can see them in real life. Just let me know. Right, so the DSP that goes with this suite also features every single in colour, plus there's a little bit of crushed curry there, and also some fresh freesia from last year and some garden green. So a nice wide, very bright, I've got them here, let me show you. They are very bright. And they're absolutely gorgeous, as you can see. So lots of tea cups, teapots, lemons, flower. I love that one. That is just beautiful, isn't it? And I love the letters as well with the flowers in. So lots of different ones. And then on the other side, as always, so some nice plainer patterns. Is that such a thing? Plainer patterns. Some petal pink there as well. So a good wide range of colours. There's a Sweet Sorbet. How lush is that? So beautiful. Right, I digress. Let's get on. So I'm making this card today. So in your packs you will have, let's get everything out of the way. As ever, it's all calm and serene here and just chaos outside view of the camera. So you'll have your envelope, and then I've popped a little piece of DSP for your cup, which has those little flowers. I mean, you know, yeah, anyway. And that's by 3 inches by 2 inches, because it's 6 by 6 paper, so everything else is in centimetres. So these three are 3 centimetres by 13.9. A couple of scraps, one for your little tea bag and then one for your cup and your flowers or your leaves. These two are 14.4 by 10, and they're going to be the front and the inside, and then just a basic A6 card blank, and then a stretch of ribbon. I've used about 17 centimetres, so it'll go round the whole of the front. Okay, so we'll start off with some stamping and die cutting. Okay, so I'm going to stamp this in the garden green. I'm going to need this as well. And then I've stamped It's Time for Tea in the fresh freesia. So let's just get some blocks out. There we go. And we just need the leaves. I'm just going to pop on there the larger of the tea bags on there, and then I'll just get another one with the It's Time for Tea. There we go. There's some gorgeous little sentiments. So I miss you, just can't thank you enough, that will go on these little tea bags. There's also little hearts as well, so little leaves. Okay, so there we go. Just get the garden green, and I'm just going to stamp this on the end of this piece here. So it is a photopolymer stamp set. Now I've got my pad of papers underneath, so I don't need to use my foam mat. Obviously, if you don't have a stack of papers underneath, the foam mat will help. Okay. Although I have found now I've got a glass stamp mat, which I don't use in videos because it clinks. I do have a glass craft mat now, and I do find that stamp's much nicer than my old, what's the word? self-healing cutting mat that I used to stamp on. So just clean that off. So there's my leaves. And then, so always do we do the sentiment and then the outline, or the outline and the sentiment? But I'm going to go today for the sentiment and then the outline. And then I shall nip off and do some die cutting. These will fit in the little die cutting machine as well. How beautiful is that? Stamps are gorgeous. And then just the outline. Okay, excuse my hair. And I'm just stamping that just round, looking through. Perfect. Okay, so the golden rules: never leave a stamp pad open. That's how you wreck your cards. Okay, and let's get the dies. So the dies I'm going to be using are the full cup for this one, and then the fancy cup I'm going to cut out in white. And then the leaves are this one, and then there are a few, there's 2 different size of tags. I'm going to use this one for that. Okay, so I'm just going to nip off and do some die cutting. I shall be back in a moment. And I'm back. As if by magic, it's all being die cut out. So I'm just going to get these little bits out. So I love this die, it's just so cute. So, and you can do it, you know, you can cut this out in white, you can cut it out in a coloured card. The other thing I was thinking, just as I was die cutting out, is I could have put the double sticky stuff we have. Cannot remember what it is. It's the sticky sheets that you can put on to card and then cut it out, and then it's already, it becomes like a sticker, so you just peel off the backing and you just stick it straight down. I will remember in a minute what it's called. Okay, it's in the catalogues with the adhesives anyway. Right, so I have my little cup and I'm going to stick it on here. So I'm actually going to get my silicone mat out so I don't get glue everywhere. Trusty silicone mat, where are you? There we go, hiding away. So it just gives me a surface so that if I do miss with the glue, I've not got it all over my paper and it just washes off basically, or you can let it dry and peel it off, which we always love. Glue. Okay, so I'm just going to put, starting off in the thicker areas, and we're just putting, I'm starting on the thicker areas to get it flowing and then moving to the narrow areas just for little dots once it's got its act together. There we go. And I'm just doing the ends of the, I don't know, petals, fronds, and then just quickly round the edge. And definitely remember to do this bit because that's going round the cup handle. There we are. I think that should be enough. Okay, and then we're just going to add that to the die cut cup. So staying on the mat, so if you do splodge out, it's on the mat and not on your work surface. Okay, and then I'm just going to position that in place gently. I forget that corner. Nope. There we are. Okay, and that's all in place. Does seem a shame not to use that one. Probably would have worked actually with that paper. So if you want to cut yours the other way up, feel free. So, but I'm sticking with the yellow stripes. To put that away to dry, and then just putting a little bit of glue on here. I'm bringing this back in because I can see it's getting messy again. So I'm just putting a little bead of glue on the edge of the flowers, and then I'm going to stick them to my cup. So there we go. I'm going to take that up to where the glue is. There we go. Okay. So how cute is that? So that's our motif, if you like, for the card. So I'm going to let that dry and go back to making the rest of the card. So I've got my piece here, and I think I'll stick with the way I had on the other one. If you want to ring the changes, you could move them about and do different colours, or even use the other side as well. Have some lemons. I think that might be a bit busy. I chose these because these are sort of like, you know, subtle background sort of colours. Okay, so yeah, so let's glue these on. That is very busy, isn't it? I don't think that would work. Glue. Okay, so what I tend to do is I'll glue on the two outside, and I've made it so that it's the same gap top and bottom as it is round the side. Okay, so do my first one, then I do the other side, and then I do the middle. See, that's pretty, isn't it, with the teapots. If you are taking part in my In Colour Share this year, which is it's £15 a month, and you get half a pack of card, you get half a pack of card, a pen, and a whole pack of this DSP in the first month, and then in the rest of the time you're getting half a pack of card and a pen. And an ink pad. I knew there was something else, and an ink pad. And you do it over 5 months, and at the end of the 5 months you've got all the ink colours, all the pens that go with them. So, and the inks and the papers. So, but you know, I chose this DSP rather than just the In Colour DSP because it's just really pretty. And it goes with other colours too. So if you want to take part in that, I think I've got one slot left at the moment, but then we can start another group of 5 quite easily. Just contact me. There we go. So it's nice and subtle, and then with the nice bright cup of tea on top. So I'm just going to get some tear and tape and stick the ribbon on the back. So, and I usually do things about, I think that's probably just shy of a third of the way up. And I like tear and tape. I think dry glue is just better with ribbon. The end has disappeared. Oh, there it is. There. And then just going to pop the ribbon straight, line it up with the grid paper. The grid paper is very useful for lining things up. I use it to line my stamps up and my cards up, so I now know that that's going to be straight. And then back to my liquid glue to glue the whole lot on, which has escaped. There we go. Just going to pop that background on the front. Now do be careful because I've got some tearing tape and there's no wriggle room with tearing tape, so don't press it down there until you're happy with its position and then go. Okay. And then, so I'm going to position this over here, but I'm actually going to put the dimensionals above and below the ribbon, because if you put it on just on the ribbon it could risk moving around. So I'm just going to put a dimensional on the bottom. I've already got my dimensionals out because it's a filming day today. Okay, so I'm just going to put one in the bottom corner there and then a couple up on the flowers, or the leaves rather, the foliage I think is the correct term. Okay, just going to take those off, and then that just goes over the ribbon like that. There, and then I'm just going to add a little time for tea tag at the top there. And then I just need to pop the liner inside, which you can add a sentiment to if you want. I'm just going to leave it blank for now. Although I think I'm probably going to have to match this up with the Nothing's Better Than stamp set. Oh, apologies, we've got a helicopter going over. Because I don't actually, confession here, don't like tea. So really not the set for me, I suppose, but I could always put a coffee, little bag of coffee in it or something, couldn't I? Right, well I hope you've enjoyed that. So that's week 1 done, and I'll see you next Thursday for week 2. Take care. Bye.